Kai Sotto. Teen basketball sensation Kai Sotto.
Kai Sotto.
The best bet has to be Kai Sotto.
16-year-old.
Kai Sotto? Who's Kai Sotto? Kumusta, beautiful people? Mabuhay, magandang umaga, and welcome back to MGN Diego. Ako po si Ovela, and you guys love basketball, okay? And you know how much I love basketball, and you guys keep calling me Stephen Curry. Yes, I started this channel 4 years ago, and from the first moment Filipinos laid eyes on me, they started calling me Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry lookalike. Oh my God, you look like Stephen Curry. So I am, I guess, very connected to basketball because first of all, I love basketball. And when I was younger in high school, they used to call me Allen Iverson, not Stephen Curry, but Allen Iverson because I had a very good three-point shot, you know, just like Stephen Curry, but Stephen Curry was still a kid at that point, you know? Even though him and I are kind of the same age. He is younger than I am, but like by a year or two, that's it. So yes, I love basketball, I love the NBA, and in this video, we're gonna talk about why do Filipinos love basketball so much. And you guys love everything that starts with a B, right? Biriting, basketball, boxing, beauty pageants, and basketball is one of those. So this video is called "This is the most basketball obsessed country in the world." I don't think that's right, but we will see. I mean, come on. The USA is probably the country that is most obsessed with basketball, bruh. I mean, it's the country that where NBA lives, right? Where the NBA takes place. And by the way, basketball was born in Canada, in Montreal, at the McGill University, okay? Yes. But anyway, I am excited to watch this. Before we start, please consider following me on Instagram at Music Game News. Let's see if the Philippines is the most obsessed basketball country in the world. Let's see. Oh, wait, but before we start, you know those teasers that you can find on the channel? Well, you can watch the full reaction video exclusively on Patreon, so don't hesitate to check it out. Wow. Cool girl. Ooh, that. Oh.
The Philippines, home to 100 million people. The 8th most.
That is a lot of people, man. 100 million people, bruh. That's why it's important for you guys to stay home during this pandemic, okay? Stay home.
Most populated country in the world, home to lumpia, adobo, and
adobo, baby, so good.
Manny Pacquiao.
Manny
Above all the
Pacquiao,
many
legend.
beautiful things to love in the Philippines, there's one thing that's loved more than anything else: basketball. There isn't.
Is that true though? Is that true though? When I say Trudeau, every time I say it, I think of our Prime Minister's name, Trudeau. You know, it's funny. Is that true? Like, is basketball the #1 obsession in the Philippines? I thought it was beauty pageants, but I don't know. Or biriting, meaning singing. Let me know in the comment section below.
Anything quite like it. This country is obsessed, no, addicted to basketball. Anywhere you go, any neighborhood, any barangay, you...
Bruh, it's like Philippines. If I wasn't born in Algeria, I would have been born in the Philippines because I love everything that they love, you know? Singing, music, basketball, those are my things, you know? And their food is delicious.
You will find a basketball court. Filipinos will play on anything, even if there isn't a wood or cement floor. Filipinos will play on grass.
This reminds me of Algerians with soccer. It's the exact same thing.
Soil, even sand. And everyone plays. Big, small, short, tall,
of course.
Poor, rich. You'll find players wearing shoes, tsinelas, and even bare
tsinelas, baby!
feet. You see, it doesn't matter who you were before you stepped on the court.
You know, every time I hear the word tsinelas, I know what it is, you know, it's the slippers, right? But now I don't see the slippers on someone's foot. When they say tsinelas, I see the slipper flying across the room, hitting someone in the head.
All that matters is your game. You know how much Americans love American football? Well, multiply that by 10 times. The passion for the sport is real. The only thing I can quite compare it to is Argentina or Brazil's love for football, where the love for the sport is almost a religion over there.
For the sake of numbers, Nike once estimated that 40% of the population of the Philippines plays basketball, and
Damn.
81% in total are basketball fans. That's approximately 81 million hoopballing fans.
This begs the
Wow, that is amazing.
question, why? Why do Filipinos love basketball
Especially for the fact that, you know, most Filipinos are quite short, right?
so much? Well, there's the obvious answer, duh, because it's fun. Alright, case closed, thanks for watching my video. Subscribe and hit that notification bell for No, that's not a good enough answer. Because you know what else is fun? Football, or soccer for my American viewers.
The most popular sport in the world,
Soccer.
bar none. Football is so popular, an estimated 4 billion people, more than half the world's population, are football fans.
Yup.
So why didn't this football fever convert well in the Philippines? Why is basketball so different for Filipinos?
Oh,
To better
damn,
answer this
bruh.
question, we have to go back. 1898 marked the beginning of the Spanish-American War, where
This is not the first time that I react to one of his videos, and honestly, I like his videos, but these historical parts bore me a little bit because I was never really into history. I prefer geography in school.
after the Battle of Manila, Americans took control of the city, and then with the Treaty of Paris, the whole country of the Philippines. Thus, Spain relinquished control of the Philippines to the United States for $20 million, which is $600 million in today's money. During this period, basketball was brought over by the Americans.
There you go. So the USA is the #1 country that's the most obsessed with the basketball.
Basketball started in 1910, where it was actually introduced to public schools as a women's sport.
What?
Because men's sports, like baseball and track, were deemed too rough and intense for women. The Philippines quickly established itself in the sport. In 1936, in their first Olympic showing, the Filipino basketball team came in 5th place, which to this day is still the best placing for an Asian team. They then won
Nice.
gold in the first Asia Games in 1951, and then won bronze in the FIBA 1954 World Championships, which again has not been eclipsed by another Asian country until this day. For the next 20 years, the Philippines dominated Asia in basketball, winning gold in the FIBA Asia tournaments in 1960, 1963, 1967, 1973, and 1985, and then winning silver in 1965 and 1971. It was during this time that the basketball craze was at an all-time high. The Philippines then formed the PBA, or the Philippines Basketball Association, the oldest
PBA, NBA, PBA, nice.
running professional basketball league in the world,
The
after
equivalent.
NBA, bringing us Filipino all-time greats like Ramon Fernandez, Philip Cesar, Bogs Artonado, and Robert Jaworski.
When we were liberated from Spain, the removal of colonization left behind a large void. In 1934, the Philippines was nothing more than a collection of islands, ethnicities, and diverse cultural identities.
And while the government would try and fill that void in a political and legal sense, it was basketball that became that cultural glue for our newly born country.
I love it. I love that basketball is what brought people together in the Philippines. It's beautiful.
In a country where there are literally hundreds of different languages and everyone sort of has their own local and regional connections, basketball became one thing that people could look to and say, we are Filipino and this is something that we are really good at right now.
And basketball, in turn, is linked with our unity as Filipinos. The Filipino cultural identity was basically born from basketball. That's why for a lot of us, basketball is more than just a game.
If you're familiar with the economy of the Philippines, it's not an understatement to say it's not the greatest. Most of the time you die in the same economic status that you were born in. The state of the economy makes it hard to advance socially and financially. This is where basketball comes in. Ryan Rep from KCET.org states, professional basketball offers a means to ascend the Filipino social ladder in ways that it doesn't elsewhere. Former PBA players go on to elected office, television and film stardom, or business success. For boys, basketball serves as a rite of passage, strategy for achieving masculinity,
Yeah, it's a little bit like singing, right?
and a way to bypass economic
It's a way out from poverty.
barriers. Everybody
Out of
plays and
poverty.
watches the sport, from the poorest Manila trader to its wealthiest businessman. Now, the last and most obvious answer is the accessibility. With sports like baseball, hockey, or golf, you need equipment and facilities. Baseball has batting and catching.
No, I don't agree, because I believe that the easiest sport out there is soccer, and that is why it is the most popular sport in the world. Not basketball, because basketball, you require a hoop, like a decent hoop. But in soccer, no, you just require not even a ball, you know, you can fashion something that resembles a ball and play with it. And when we were kids, that's what we did. And we, instead of having a real goal, you know, we would just take two huge rocks and put them on the street, and you know, you score through those two rocks, and that's it.
Equipment, not to mention the huge field. Hockey requires an ice rink, ludicrous on a Pacific island.
Bruh, I'm Canadian and I don't understand hockey. I don't care about hockey at all. I wish Canada had more than one basketball NBA team, you know?
And golf needs acres upon acres of land, as well as golf clubs and other equipment costing easily hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Basketball, all you need is a court and a ball, which is ideal for the Philippines.
No! Stop saying that. You need a hoop and a court. Yeah, a court. A court is not easy to build either. A good court. So that was not very accurate.
As of today, the Philippines is ranked 31st out of 165 countries. This makes them the third highest ranked Asian country. How did a country that was basically born from basketball and went from dominating the rest of Asia to 31st place?
Yeah.
There are many reasons, and the most obvious answer might be the biggest, or in this case, the smallest. Height.
Basketball, obviously, is a tall man's game, and Filipinos aren't known for being vertically gifted, with the average Filipino standing at 5'4" or 163 centimeters.
5'4", wow.
The average PBA player of today naturally stands a bit taller at 6'3" or 190 centimeters, which was not as big as a problem back in the 50s, when the average NBA player stood at 6'2" or 187 centimeters. And while the rest of the professional world grew, the Philippines remained short. Today, the average NBA player measures 6'7" or 200 centimeters with 4.
So Kawhi Leonard is 6'7"? Damn, bro, that's tall.
Forwards, easily surpassing that. Could you imagine how well the standard PBA player would fare against someone like Shaquille O'Neal, who in his prime stood at 7'1" and weighed in at 300 pounds?
In that picture, was it Bruno Mars as Shaquille O'Neal's girlfriend?
At that difference, he would absolutely feast in the paint, and there wouldn't be anything a Filipino player could do except foul him and pray that he misses free throws.
Oh yeah.
With the rest of the world making great strides in basketball, the Philippines has one dream.
But you can't compare to Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal is legit a freak of nature, you know, that's not an insult to Shaquille O'Neal, but come on, man, like, who is as big and dominant as Shaquille O'Neal? Nobody.
That burns bright in a lot of people's hearts. Having a homegrown Filipino playing the NBA. Now, the NBA is clearly the meridian of professional basketball. There is no higher level of basketball.
Granted, there have been players with Filipino blood in the NBA. Raymond Townsend became the first Filipino to ever play in the NBA, playing for the Golden State Warriors in 1978. We also have Jordan Clarkson, who started his career on the Lakers and currently plays for the Cavaliers. And as a joke, a lot of Filipinos like to include Nate Robinson, whose great-grandfather was Filipino.
I've seen that in the other video that shows you the popular Filipinos in the world.
Which comes out to about 6%. That makes him an honorary Filipino, I guess? But we still find ourselves waiting for our own Stefan Troc or Manny Pacquiao to grace the courts of professional American basketball. Will there ever be a native homegrown Filipino NBA player? Many have tried, notably Japeth Aguilar and Bobby Ray Parks Jr. of the PBA. Bobby actually played for the Texas Legends in the NBA G League, but none yet who have made it into the big leagues.
I was actually able to speak with Raymond Townsend, the first Filipino basketball player to ever play in the NBA.
Is a Filipino who's considered one of the best players in the history of the PBA going to put his reputation out there to possibly get cut by the Brooklyn Nets or the Orlando Magic or Sacramento Kings or the Phoenix Suns?
Yeah.
You know, are they going to sit there and have the rest of their life, you know, so-and-so is one of the best Filipinos to ever play in the PBA, but
can't even make the NBA.
But could never make the NBA, got cut in, you know, 2025 with the Phoenix Suns.
So it's not a question of talent. It's a question of like fear or courage.
Nobody's ever done it. You know, it's harder for the first person than it is for anybody else. Because with being the first, there's a lot of doubt. I was told I'd never
You open the door when you're the first one.
There's a lot of negative input in there.
That's why it's always harder for the eldest of the family, whether it be a woman or a guy, you know, because that's the kid that takes everything, that experiences things first, and then the brother or the sister, you know, just follows through, and it's a little bit easier for them, you know. They open the door.
There's negativism towards who you are. I was too small. I was Filipino. I wasn't big enough. You know, but they don't know the heart of a Filipino.
So, who's next? For the time being, the hopes and dreams of the country rest on these few players. First, there's Kobe Paras. Yes, named after the Kobe. His father was a PBA player and claimed the title of the youngest MVP of all time, having been born in the ball life. He basically eats, breathes, and lives basketball. He had a stint with Creighton and Sisan, and even once dunked on LeBron.
What? Oh shit! R.I.P.
There's Terrence Romeo,
Kobe.
one of the best guards in the PBA with quick as lightning reflexes and handles for days. Basically the Allen Iverson or the Kyrie Irving of the PBA. And then there's Junmar Fajardo, the current MVP of the PBA and arguably the best player in its history. He has the most MVPs in PBA history with 5. He has amazing talent, and if he ever wanted to, critics say
Dude,
he would have a good shot in the NBA. However, most people agree it's gonna be this kid.
Atin a 7'1" wonder kid,
Yo, that guy is huge.
Kai Soto. Teen basketball sensation Kai Soto.
Kai Soto.
The best bet has to be Kai Soto.
16-year-old
Kai Soto? Who's Kai Soto?
Kai Soto. He's already 7'2" and has
7'2", bruh. A Filipino that's 7'2"?
been dubbed the future of Asian basketball. And it was reported that Real Madrid offered him $1 million to join their basketball team. Supposedly FC Barcelona, Saski Baskonia, and Alba Berlin have also expressed interest.
Wait, is he Filipino?
By all accounts, he's a basketball prodigy. He's currently averaging 25.1 points per game, 13.9 rebounds per game, and 2.6 blocks per game in a 2-game stretch against
But come on, man. I mean, playing in Asia when you're like that tall, I don't know, there is almost no challenge, bruh.
Japan and China. He scored 54 points, 42 rebounds, and 9 block shots. He's got so much potential that he's projected to be on the final roster of the national basketball Philippines team for the World Cup, where he
So
will be
he is
playing against
Filipino.
NBA and other professional players around the world.
Kai Soto.
As a 16-year-old boy. Let that sink in. Barring some crazy injury, this kid's chances of making the NBA are all but guaranteed. So mark your calendars, boys and girls, because in
Ooh, that gave me chills. That gave me chills to see a, you know, a true-born Filipino in the NBA like that and that tall. But bruh, you're gonna need to pump it up a little bit because you're skinny this way. But he's only 16, so that takes time.
2021, or whenever his contract with his European team expires, the Philippines is getting an NBA player. He is the future of Asian basketball.
These are exciting times.
Bruh, if that happens, I'm gonna be reacting to his highlights for sure.
Times for Filipino basketball fans. I, for one, can't wait to see what the future holds for the country whose heart beats like the bouncing of a basketball. Remember to check out Pacific Rims, Beer Man Ballin' in Flip-Flops, the Philippines' unlikely love affair with basketball. On Amazon, Rafe goes on a lot more in depth
Nice. If it's on Amazon, then I'll check it out.
into the analysis of Filipino basketball and the love Filipinos have for basketball. If you liked what you saw or learned, give my video a thumbs up.
All right. So yes, there's no doubt that the Philippines have been influenced heavily by basketball and that they love and breathe basketball. You know, there's no doubt about it. But I don't think that it's the most basketball obsessed country in the world. I still think it's the US. I mean, the US, they have it's like a religion as well. You know, you can find a basketball court almost everywhere, honestly, even in houses, you know, in the garage of houses. It's crazy. And they created a whole trend around basketball, you know, in the US. So I still think that the US is the #1 most obsessed country in the world, but probably the Philippines as very close second, you know what I mean? So, but I also know that China is obsessed with basketball. So I don't know if that title is correct, but I would say, yeah, Philippines is the second most obsessed country in the world. But I love it. I love it. And honestly, after this whole, you know, pandemic and stuff, because you all know that I planned to go to the Philippines this month. We are the 1st of April when I'm recording this video, and I was supposed to be in the Philippines this month. But the damn pandemic happened, so, you know, can't do it. I have to wait a little longer. And I'm telling you, once I go there, I am really hoping and crossing my fingers that I can maybe, you know, grab a basketball and play a game or two. You know, it would be so much fun because this is my game. Like, I love soccer too, but basketball is where my heart beats for basketball, that's for sure. So there you go. Now it's your turn to tell me in the comment section below your thoughts on this matter. Are the Philippines the most basketball obsessed country in the world? Tell me in the comment section below. And what is the topic, the Filipino topic that is number one? Is it basketball, beauty pageant, biriting, or boxing? Tell me in the comment section below as well. I love you guys. Mahal kita. Maraming salamat po for watching this. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Yeah, baby. Peace. Thank you for watching. Subscribe here and please like the video to show your support and appreciation for my work, and turn on the notification bell to be poked for future content. Yeah.